Hi everyone, welcome back. For today's mani, we're going to be playing with this really awesome dip powder kit from Amazon. It is from Azure Beauty. Now these colors right here are fantastic. So this is everything that you get in here. You have a user guide and all that good stuff, and it shows you step by step on how to use the dip powders. If you are new to dipping, that is a great resource. And then it has the liquids and then all these beautiful colors. This kit is a great starter kit based on the colors alone. You have great options here. It's the best of both worlds. So you have some neutrals, you also have some beautiful pinks, and then you have like this like rustic brown color, which we're going to get into in just a minute, that has like the gorgeous beautiful like gold flakes in there. That dust brush is everything. I love a small dust brush. And then the liquids are really awesome as well. So this is a great way to try some dip powders and these liquids before you commit to like the whole shebang. But the jars are awesome. They're clear. They're also a number system. And then each jar has its own protective seal on it. So your dips are going to be secured until you go ahead and use it. That's that brown with the gold I was talking about. But overall, so fun. So we're going to use 3 colors today. We're going to do dip liquids. I know some of you are probably like, holy cow, she is using dip liquids today, because if you know me, I love my press-ons with a gel method, but I really wanted to show you how these dip powders work, like with the whole entire kit. Also, it was really hard for me to pick what colors we're going to use because every color in this kit is really, really pretty, and they're just great colors. If you are looking to build up your neutral colors, this collection is gonna be for you. You get a lot of product for the price. Also, these dip liquids are awesome. Now, they also sell full-size bottles of liquids, and the price is just right. So that first dip, you can see here that it's very full coverage. It's like not streaky or patchy or anything like that. What I mean by full coverage is that it's not like patchy or streaky. Also, I felt like that first coat was very buildable. Like that looked really pretty with like a sheer pink and do some nail art. But when you do that second coat, as you can see here, it even brings this color more to life. This is like a beautiful dusty rose, which I feel like complements so many different skin tones, and you could not go wrong with that color. Now this one right here, it is beautiful. It is just like this burnt rusty orange color here. It is perfect for those cozy winter seasons heading into Thanksgiving. This is like a great set, especially the Christmas holidays are coming. And if these colors are not your cup of tea, there's other starter kits. You're definitely going to find one that catches your eye when it comes to Azure Beauty because of the like large variety of options they have when it comes to dip powder kits. There is a kit for anybody. So if you like more pops of colors, you're going to find a kit with more pops of colors. Blues, Christmas, there's even some Christmas kits. So overall, options are endless when it comes to Azure Beauty and their starter kits. So I am dipping directly into a cupcake liner. You can dip into the jar as well if you're not making press-ons and you want to go ahead and have that full experience, because I feel like when you're dipping, having that full experience and dipping into the jar is like a whole nother experience animal on its own. It's like you're dipping into like a velvet cloud. But you could totally go ahead and dip in the jar if you want. I prefer the cupcake liner when I'm making press-ons just so I have a little bit more wiggle room, and plus sometimes I like to use longer nails, so the cupcake liner is definitely an awesome trick when it comes to dip powders. Plus you get that extra wiggle room. All right, so we're doing an ombre now. So you saw I went ahead and did the dip base on the nail. Now we're alternating between 2 colors, and I'm just tapping on those colors here ever so gently to cover up that dip base here to kind of create a radiant transition in between the 2 colors. So we're using that beautiful dusty rose and then that rustic color here. We're going to go ahead and dust off, and we're going to do the exact same thing again. We're going to apply the dip base to the entire nail, and then instead of going in with the darker color first, we're going to go in with the lighter color. This time we're just going to alternate how we applied it just to give it even more of like a radiant effect. Also, you will notice throughout this video when we are going in with a second dip, I am always wiping that brush off of that dip base on the paper towel. That's to ensure that I am not contaminating my liquids. You always want to practice great habits when you are working with dip liquids, because if you ever contaminate your dip liquids, you will know it is like the worst thing ever. So to prevent that, I just make sure I take extra time to wipe off my brush in between coats, because you do not want to get any of that extra dip powder in your liquids, because what's going to happen over time, it's going to become very stringy or very cloudy, and it's going to affect your application. If it's stringy, you're not going to be able to use it at all. And that's like the worst thing when you sit down to do your nails and then you contaminated your dip liquids. We've all done it, but I will say that these liquids from Azure Beauty are very hard to contaminate. Now, I do not recommend skipping the wiping the brush off step. I think it's a great way to just make sure you're preserving your liquids and longevity. So, but to each their own, but this is what way works for me to help prevent contamination. All right, to clean off those ombre brushes now, I am just using this color switch from Dollar Tree and just swirl it around in there, and my brushes are ready to go for the next mani. All right, so now we're gonna try a dip powder here that has a little bit of sparkle to it. So I would not say this is like a glitter. These remind me of more of like a gold flaky, but a very, very fine gold flake, which I feel like is really, really pretty. There's just something about this color. It's like an orangish brown, but yet it has a little bit of like pink mauve to it. It's a very beautiful, unique color. I think it's perfect right now for cozy season. This kit would also be really cute if you did like a sweater nail. I feel like these colors scream like sweater nails. The colors that are in this kit, I feel like options are endless, but I definitely am getting like cozy season vibes. But you can see here that that second dip just really brought that sparkle to life. And overall, such a great way to just add a little bit of pop of color, but yet you have like this very subtle shimmer to it. So now we're going to go ahead and finish up the mani here. We're going in to that same color here on the last nail. Now, if you wanted to pull more of those beautiful gold flakes and glitter up, what you could do is you could shimmy your cupcake liner ever so gently, and that's going to pull more of those glitter flakes up there. So then you can really get some more gold on there or whatever glitter you're working with. So that's another way, just shimmy that cupcake liner a little bit, and then you'll pull more of that sparkle up there. But overall, so fun. Isn't this like the perfect fall mani that we have rocking right now? All right, so before we go into filing and buffing, we're going to add a layer of activator. Now, activator is what is going to seal in this mani and protect all this beautiful dip powder that we just applied, and it's actually going to harden these powders together. So we're just applying a generous amount of activator on all the nails, and then I do like to wait about 3 to 4 minutes before I go into filing and buffing, just to ensure that I am not digging into the powder that we just applied. If you go into filing and buffing too early and that activator is not set yet, you will actually start digging into that with your file, and you will create like holes or really rough edges, or it will start like graining up. So just make sure that you really just wait that 3 to 4 minutes till your activator is completely hardened. I did the rest of the filing and buffing off camera, and then we're going to go ahead and do another layer of activator, just a very thin layer, just to make sure that everything that we filed and buff is now laying back flat. But overall, filing and buffing with these dip powders were super easy. I feel like the dip base that we use is a very thin consistency, which really helped make everything lay really flat with the application because the powders were super finely milled. And then we did a very, very thin layer of dip base, which in the end result reduced the amount of filing and buffing that I needed to do. So now I'm taking a lint-free wipe and I'm making sure that I am removing any extra activator that may be left behind before we go in with the top coat. Now the top coat, when you're first doing it, you want to do very quick strokes, so 3 to 4 on each nail, and then you always want to make sure that you are wiping off that brush on a paper towel before you are sticking it back in that bottle, just to make sure if there was any extra activator left on that nail that you are wiping it off before you stick it back in the bottle. Otherwise that brush can harden. So I waited about 60 seconds before I went back in with the second coat. Now the second coat of the top coat, you can be more precise and take your time with your application and really make sure that you have it completely covered and how you like it for your top coat. And then after about 60 seconds, it is completely dry. So here's the finished mani. I love it so much. It's very simple, but yet we added a little bit of ombre in there. But I feel like these colors right here are screaming cozy season. They're perfect for upcoming Thanksgiving. Also, I did want to mention on that top coat that we use, that is a dip top coat. It did say gel on it, but it is not a gel. It is actually a top coat that is for liquids, so you do not need a lamp or anything like that, and there is no HEMA in there. I just wanted to throw that in there. But overall, I really love how this turned out. It's very cozy and perfect for that cooler weather season right now. Again, if these colors were not your cup of tea, head over to Azure Beauty on Amazon storefront. There is a ton of kits with any combination of colors you can think of. You're definitely going to find something that catches your eye. All right, so everything that we use in today's video can be found in that description box below. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you all in the next one.